It's Divas That Care Radio. Stories, strategies, and ideas to inspire positive change. Welcome to Divas That Care, a network of women committed to making our world a better place for everyone. This is a global movement for women, by women, engaged in a collaborative effort to create a better world for future generations. To find out more about the movement, visit divasthatcare.com after the show. Right now, though, stay tuned for another jolt of inspiration.
Hello to all. Welcome to Divas That Care Network. I am Joyce Benning, and I will be your host for this absolutely invigorating, robust lifestyle show. I would like to thank each one of our listeners that have tuned in live today and the ones that will be listening to the recording on the podcast. I am just so very grateful and thankful for each and every one of you. And you are all in for one amazing show today, as I have with me my incredible returning diva, Sandra Mendelson. And her and I are going to start a series today called Unlimited Ways Animals Are Our Teachers. Oh my, are you in for a fabulous show today? And with that, Sandra, could you please introduce yourself to our listeners today?
Oh, sure. Hi, everybody. What I do is kind of twofold. I am a channel of animal consciousness, which means, at least for the last decade, I have been receiving very lengthy messages and insights from now over 100 species for all humans. And I'm also an animal communicator, which you guys might be familiar with. So I work one-on-one with clients to connect with their animal partners in form and or in spirit, to create everything from deeper understanding, solve emotional and health and behavioral and health problems, get closure, really bridge the gap between us and our beloved pet partners. So, yeah, and I'm an author. I've published 4 books to kind of get animal wisdom and insights out there, since it's not something we were ever exposed to in our lives. So here we go.
Oh, I love it. Your introduction is on the unlimited ways animals are our teachers, because you are getting it channeled in straight from the animals in being and channeling the animal consciousness. You are hearing how they are helping us in so many ways. So with that, how would you like to start our series today? Which animal or animals, or how would you like to go about this, Sandra?
Well, I would like to talk about cats, because I went back and I looked at my posts for the last decade, and I don't think I posted as much about cats as I did about horses or dogs, because it's just that's who was coming through in my life, and I was going to the farm, and now I am living with a cat who tolerates me. I am learning so much because, in the past I had cats that were affectionate and I knew what to expect, and I moved in with my boyfriend, partner, whatever you call him, and he has had a cat who has had the, run of the roost for the last 7 years since she was a kitten. And it was, when I had my dog, she would run out from the other room while he was sleeping and just smack him. So, I think she wasn't too thrilled that kind of, I upset the peace and quiet here. But then I came to learn that she spends most of her time in the etheric, in what we call the dream state. And so she says, every cat has a different purpose, like every animal. And some are really here to be, to show affection and have real physical ties with their humans, and they love it. And she's like, look, it's not that I don't, care about you. It's just not my purpose. She's, does stuff. I said, well, I basically asked her what she was doing, and she said, it's not me that does it. It's my spirit. It's like a group decision, which tells me it's the oversoul of cats. So she's doing energy work. Her spirit is doing it, and she's not just sleeping. So the reason I wanted to talk about cats in particular is because of what she's been teaching me lately that might be applicable to cat people out there. When she suddenly she glares at me, or she seems so irritable, annoyed even, I've come to realize that there's a bigger message. So the other day I had a cup of herb tea in one hand, a cup of coffee in the other, and I was walking into another room. She cut me off, ran in front of me, jumped in on the desk, and glared at me, and I heard, "Put that down." She was talking about the coffee. She said, "It's not good for you. You already moved too fast." And then there was another one just 2 days after that where she came in for food. I fed her. Then she comes back in, sits on the kitchen counter staring at me. And I was kind of looking for food at myself, and I knew I wasn't hungry. So there was something that was maybe jacking me up a little bit. And I went, oh, my goodness. And I sat down, and I started to clear by, breathing in light and exhaling everything I didn't want over and over. She now tucks her paws under, lies down, staring at me. And I'm like yawning and clearing it out. And I said, Sumner, you're right. I probably picked it up on the road. And she turned her head immediately and looked all the way to the left at my cell phone. And I went, oh, yeah, that too. I mean, these are things that if you pay attention to your cat's micro maneuvers, you will realize it is such pointed behavior. They will also stare you down, and you're looking at the cat going, what? In those moments, notice what you are thinking and or doing and what your energetic state is. Are you riled up? Even if you're not saying anything. Is your mind running rampant? Are you doing something that might not serve you, even if it seems relatively harmless? So that is why, when I post things like this, cat people always say, yeah, my cat will get physically between me and something not good for me, whether it's an energy or, the cats will place themselves around the house and hold space and send energy. Like she knows what's going on. And so that's why I wanted to bring this up for the people that think their cats are not doing anything. They really are our watchers in the spirit world. You know what I mean? They watch over us energetically the way our dogs watch over us physically, an oversimplification. But Joyce, what do you think? I just kind of talked a lot.
Oh, you said so much and so meaningful because, like you said, how she glared at you when you had the coffee in one hand and the tea in the other, and she knew, and that's what's so interesting. The cat knew that coffee was just caffeine to keep you going even more and more. Where, put that down. You're already on a run. You don't need any of that.
You know what? I forgot the best part. The best part was that I said, when she said, put that down, I said, okay, I'll spill it out and I'll drink the herb tea, okay? And she gave me cat eyes. They close them slowly and they open them, and then she curled up and went for a nap. I forgot that.
Well, that is so awesome. That is so awesome because that just kind of ties it all together. She had accomplished what she knew she needed to do, and now she could go back into her state of relaxing herself. Oh, that is so cute. I just love that. And something that came to my mind, it always seems like when I'm in the biggest hurry, that's when the cats are standing on the steps going out the door. I'm like, why are you on the steps?
Oh.
And it's like, okay, now I know. They're trying to slow me down because they know if they're laying on the steps, I'm going to slow down. I'm not going to go running over them. I'm going to slow down. So it's their way, I'm feeling now, to slow me down and just take a breath. Everything's okay. It'll be there when you get there. You don't have to rush so fast. Just take a breath and slow down. Because,
you know what? Invariably, I'm so glad that you brought that up because it is one of the biggest messages from the animal kingdom, whether it's from a squirrel, whether it's from a whale or horse. In fact, a horse even said that when you slow down, your energy field that others feel becomes clear as a pool. Your voice softens, and people pay more attention to what you have to say. And as I'm saying it, I'm slowing down. It's a remind. I need it. I'm a high energy person. I'm energetically sensitive, and I'm sure many listeners are too. And it's so easy, even without coffee, to talk faster, move faster, and we just kind of, it doesn't make us wrong. It's just what's going on now. And we need to, as the animals say, just rein in on that. Pay attention. Remind yourself. And I don't think I'll ever stop having to remind myself.
I hear you. But, it is so true. And I think a lot of times when they come to you and want to be held, I think it's another sign when they're purring and they just want your attention. It's another sign that they are just saying, just relax, enjoy this moment. Let's just spend a moment together and enjoy one another rather than everything that you're thinking about that needs to be done. It'll get done. Just hold us for a moment or pet us for a moment, and they're so happy, and it kind of softens you on the inside too. You're like, okay, yes, I'm enjoying this moment with them. So yeah, that was another thing that came to mind that I see our cats do, because I've got quite a few cats around, and I've got kitties, and it's really awesome just to watch them, and how when you start to really look at them, they are talking to you in so many ways. And I so believe they do live in that energetic field and in the spiritual world, because cats are mystical. They can be very mystical. It's kind of like, okay, like you said, you didn't think your partner's cat really cared about you at times. Well, they're in such a spiritual world that they look at things through different eyes, is how I often think about it. And they see.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I wanted to carry on what you were talking about when you purr, because I'm noticing that animals are multitasking when we don't even know. For example, a cat's purr, and if you kind of do a search on the internet, it looks like a range, but the frequency of their purring is in a very healing span of hertz. In other words, between like 25 and 100 hertz. So they say, there's magic in a cat's purr. So here we are. They are, we're enjoying their company. We think we're doing them a service, which we are. They're enjoying it too, but we're also getting the healing benefit of their purring. And this happens with horses too, right? Where, they'll turn around and they will keep us busy, quote, at what we think is asking for a butt scratch, but they're actually working energetically on our root chakra. So the longer I do this, and it's been over 10 years already, the more I'm finding out that animals are they're sending us healing while they're diverting our attention with pleasure.
Oh, how true that is, because I even think of our cats. Some of them like to crawl up on your neck or just be real close up around your neck. And I'm like, okay, are they really trying to work on our throat chakra at that time? Or if they want to be closer to your head, on your crown chakra. It brings a whole new perspective of what they are really trying to accomplish. And I know even with my dog, a lot of times she'll sit on my feet. Is she working on the root chakra? So it's just looking at the animals in another perspective and seeing what they're trying to teach us and tell us by what their actions are, because they know so much. They're so intuitive. It's incredible.
Well, yeah, they have told me, and hopefully we're discovering this about ourselves, they know they are energy beings first. So for them, energy is the first priority, and accomplishment comes way after that. We humans put accomplishment first and energy second. And animals are like, you got to tune into the quality of the energy if you want to know what your outcome's going to be. So again, are they working on us? the chances are darn good, because I've had enough of them tell me, and they don't ever brag, that there's no ego here. It's just what they do. It is just what they do. They are tuned into energy, just the way your dog knows when you're going to round the corner way before you do. They are tuned into you all the time. So they feel energy from Mother Earth through their paws, and they put energy into the earth through their paws. You know, there's this circle, if you will, like they're constantly feeding Mother Earth. So if you have to kind of put yourself in their paws, in their shoes. If energy was your first priority, yeah, you'd be clearing and sending energy healing energy to your humans as well, all the time. So you're right. It is there's a massive respect that emerges when we look at them through these new eyes. You know, we were never trained to do this. We were always seeing them on the outside, you know, as, you know, you do what I want, you're really cute, and I'm so wonderful because I saved you, you know, that kind of thing. But that's changing now. That's changing in a big way.
Oh, how true it is. And it is way past time for it to change in my heart, is how I feel. But I also wanted to touch on how you said their paws are grounding from Mother Earth, and how important that is. Because us humans normally will have shoes on. Yeah, we take our time to go grounding times. But they're always, when they're outside, they're continually grounding themselves. And I often feel that's why animals are what helps them so much to be so grounded and so in tune with what's happening, because they're always touching the earth. And the same I've heard with birds. They're so in tune and rooted because they're up in the trees, and the trees have such deep roots that it just flows on right up through the birds, the energy through it. So that makes, I just wanted to bring that up as a point when you said that about their paws are grounding on the earth, because how important that is, and the animals feel it all the time when they're out and about.
Interesting. It's really interesting. And it's really interesting that you say that about birds, because what I've learned from birds is, you know, they are the ones that carry the messages, obviously, across the globe. They can go anywhere, that others act upon. You know, they are the information grid. Oh, well, not the web of life, but, you know, they alert the animals of what's going on. So, and I've learned that they get energy from transmitting. They're mercurial. They get their energy from transmitting messages. But what you said makes so much sense about how they can feel the energy coming up through the trees. And we know trees are just incredibly sacred beings. Yes. So, wow, that's a really interesting point. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. You're so welcome. Well, I know cats are they're just incredible animals, and they bring so much into our lives. All the animals do. And cats are just another one that can bring so much as a teacher into your life if you just let them. It's like one of mine was about to have kitties, and she was kind of an inside-outside cat. And that day, she so wanted to go into the house. She wanted into the basement, and she had her place where she wanted to have her kitties. Sure enough, she had her kitties. So she was telling me that she wanted to be where it was safe to have her kitties, and she needed in that day. Yeah, you could have ignored it and said, no, you're not coming in today. But that was her safe spot. So just paying attention to them and being aware of what they are trying to tell you, because they are talking in their own way to you, and that was her safe spot to be. So just knowing them and listening to their different ways of maybe how they're purring or how they're reacting to things, it is so important, because they can teach us humans so much.
Yeah, it is an ongoing learning process. As much as I've heard, I've known since day one when I started hearing the animals come through in 2012. I've said this before, it's like putting together a jigsaw puzzle that will never be completed. I'll never get it all. So, I feel like I'm always the consummate student, because whatever I learn about, there's so much more. And you learn through your own experience with your animals. Yeah, it's exciting and great that I get messages that I can share with people. The whole point, though, is to support other people's intuitive hunches, their knowing about animals, especially their own animal partners. So. Yeah, I'd be interested if anybody comments on some of the things they've learned from their cats that may seem really left field. But, when you watch those animal videos on social media, I mean, wow, the range of behaviors that animals are showing us, their individuality, their compassion, their sense of humor, their problem-solving ability. Now that we're paying attention, we are seeing them as like the most incredible 360-degree beings. To me, it's a party, right? I never get bored. I just never get bored. I never know what I'm going to learn next. So yeah.
It is a party, and I love it because to me, it's like you form a dance with your animals. Be it the cats or whichever animals it is, you are dancing with them, and they are giving back to you so much, and you are giving the love and care back to them that they cherish and appreciate so much. So to me, it's just that kind of circle of dance that we can do together to give each other that unconditional love that makes the world go around in such a beautiful way. So that's how I kind of think of it a lot of time with animals.
Well, that's perfect because, something, many of us believe in guides or angels or spirit or God or things that we cannot see. Animals, however, are on the earth, tangible right here, and it does not matter how asleep or how awake we are. Animals get us into our hearts, where we are shifting and growing and opening up to love. And there's nothing more important than that. Nothing. So, that's why people have written books like Tammy Billups about animals being way showers. Absolutely. I mean, that's how they always come through to me because I learn so much from them. And what's interesting is the things that they share are exactly the things that we need to be happy, to become the people that we want to be, and to create the world that we want to see. It's just follow the points, and it's like, oh my goodness, they get it. So, people are getting this, the messages that we get from the animals, people are getting from other sources, and it doesn't ever matter what your source is, as long as you get it. Consciousness is. But our animals, yeah, they're pretty amazing teachers.
They truly are. They are incredible teachers. And to me, it's opening up your heart. I love what you said. Animals get us into our hearts. And that is just beautifully said because they do. They put us into that heart space where we can feel that love and we can share that and listen to what they are teaching us and then share it with others. Letting the world know there's so much that the animals have to offer to each and every one of us if we just open up our hearts to them because they are incredible, be it your cat, your dog, all of them. Today we chose to talk about the cats and the incredible gifts that they give to us and how they teach us different things. But just open up your heart and look at them from your heart rather than your head mind. So if they're doing something and maybe that's not what you want them to do, go to your heart space and say, okay, what are they really trying to tell me rather than what I think they should be doing? And
beautiful.
You will create, like I said, a whole new dance with your animal when you get out of your head and go to your heart with them.
You just said it so perfectly. It is, yes. It isn't the training of the animals. It's the untraining of us. The stuff we've been taught, the things we believe, and if we really pay attention, and as you said, don't jump to such a conclusion. Like, what is she or he doing? I can't help but smile because you're in for surprises.
Well, thank you. It's just what kind of comes to me, and I
love it.
That's how I truly feel with the animals. With my 5-month-old pup, I have to look at what she's doing. Maybe it isn't what I think she should be doing. What is she trying to teach me through her puppy stage? Because she knows. She knows so much, and you turn it around, and it's like, oh, okay, now I get it. And she's going, finally.
Wonderful.
Oh,
that's great.
It is just so awesome to be able to have that dance and to learn from our animals this way. I just absolutely love it. And Sandra, I knew you and I, we are going to talk for many more shows on this, because I knew we would just barely touch on a couple things today, which I feel we have. I love how we have brought out about the cats, because so many people have cats as their pets. And before we close this show, would you please share with our listeners the best ways that they can connect with you, Sandra?
Oh, thank you. I'd love that. My website, smendelson, mendelson.com, is info central about, how to connect with me, whether it's animal communication or the books. And you can always follow my posts on Facebook or LinkedIn. I'm constantly posting new awakenings from animals for all of us. So it's there for people to enjoy. And so just look me up, sandra.l.mendelson, or that should do it, or Sandra Mendelson on LinkedIn. And it's exciting to connect with people that are opening up their minds. It makes for changing the world into what we want, one person at a time. It's happening. So thank you, Joy.
I love that. Oh, you are so welcome. You are so welcome. And yes, I want to say, go to her Facebook page. She posts such beautiful posts of the channeling she gets. And there is a quote on her website that I just love, that I think is so fitting for what we've done today. And what this series will bring us into. It's the animals are waiting for us to join them in co-creating a world that heals and thrives. And oh, wow, that just sums it up. I love that. That is just beautiful. So, Sandra, I want to thank you so much. And as I've already told our guests, you will be we're starting this series for our listeners on unlimited ways animals are our teachers. So I am so looking forward to when you come back in December and we continue this chat on this. And I want to wish you a very magical rest of your day, and may magic be in the days ahead until we chat again.
Right back at you. Thank you.
Oh, you are so welcome. Oh, thank you so much. And with that, I want to thank all of our listeners for listening to this absolutely incredible show with our amazing diva, Sandra Mendelson. Please share this show with all your family and friends. Check out all the other hosts and their shows on divasthatcare.com. And remember, some of the things we talked about, Sandra said animals get us into our hearts. How true that is. So when your animal is doing something, rather than being in your head and thinking, I don't want it to do this, or maybe this isn't what I think it should do, look into your heart and see what the animal is trying to tell you, be it your cat, your dog, your horse, whatever it may be. Just go to your heart space and you will find the answers. So with that, I want to wish each of you a very magical day. Remember, be kind to all, including the animals, and give your animals that great big extra hug and share all your love with them, because they so deserve it, because they truly are our teachers. And until we connect again on Robust Lifestyles, stay strong and healthy.
Thanks for listening. This show was brought to you by Divas That Care. Connect with us on Facebook, on Instagram, and of course on divasthatcare.com, where you can subscribe to our newsletter so you don't miss a thing.